It's the bitter winter of 1939, and dusk descends over a crimson horizon, casting long shadows across wild, snow-laden Finnish forests. A column of Soviet soldiers trudges through the frozen landscape. This is the Winter War, Stalin's brutal invasion of Finland, known to the Finns as talvisota. As the column presses on, a sudden flash erupts from the wilderness, and a soldier collapses, lifeless. The Russian troops freeze. A chilling cry echoes through the trees. Sniper fire. Get down. Soviet soldiers scramble for cover, but another shot rings out, felling yet another man. A terrified whisper spreads among the hidden Russians, the White Death. In the distance, a solitary figure, cloaked head to toe in a snow-white poncho, blends perfectly with the wild, snow-covered terrain. His gloved hands grip a rifle, as he patiently waits for another unsuspecting soul to enter his sights. But who is this phantom, striking terror into the hearts of every Russian soldier in Finland? And what secret allowed him to become one of history's most feared marksmen? Born and raised in the remote forests of Finnish Karelia, Simo Häyhä was a natural hunter and marksman from an early age. He often credited his upbringing as a farmer, hunter, and skier for his exceptional skills. From the age of 17, he served in the Finnish National Guard and later the Finnish Army, constantly honing his accuracy and winning numerous shooting competitions. Rumor had it his home was filled with trophies for his marksmanship. When the war erupted, Simo was deployed to the garrison defending the Finnish-Russian border. Early in the conflict, his commander recognized Simo's expert rifle skills and assigned him to independent sniper duty. Ironically, Hayha's very first combat action as a sniper was a counter-sniping mission. Simo himself recounted the experience. Once, my commander tried to kill an enemy sniper with a scope. This Russian had taken up a position about 400 meters from us and was constantly firing at our positions. After a while, he sent for me and showed me the approximate spot where he thought the enemy sniper was located. One of our lieutenants was with us as an observer as the one-on-one battle began. At first, I saw no trace of him, just a small stone where he should have been. But after closer observation, we spotted him behind a small snowdrift near that rock. I aimed my trusty M/2830 accurately and hit him with the first shot. The Soviet fear of Simo grew so intense that they were willing to call in artillery strikes on areas where they suspected his presence. Indeed, as Simo confirmed, the Russians went to great lengths to kill me. After Simo eliminated yet another Soviet sniper, they unleashed heavy fire on his trench. 50 shells fell around my trench, but all for nothing, Simo recalled. Despite their relentless efforts, the Soviets could inflict nothing more than a scratch, or, at best, a torn uniform on Hayha. Simo Häyhä's tactics were unprecedented for his time. Unlike his Soviet counterparts, Simo eschewed telescopic sights, preferring open iron sights. He understood that scopes could reflect sunlight, betraying a sniper's position. He often stated that he caught many careless Russian snipers due to the glare from their scopes. The biting cold also posed no issue for him. He was always well prepared with multiple layers of thick winter clothing. On one particularly frigid December day, Simo ventured into the forest, making his way to a favorite spot, a snow-laden tree with low-hanging branches offering an ideal view of the valley below. He placed a piece of snow in his mouth to prevent his breath from fogging in the cold air and revealing his position. Häyhä then meticulously shoveled snow around himself, constructing an improvised barrier. There he sat, with a day's rations, waiting for hours, patiently, like a true hunter. His patience was eventually rewarded when a group of 4 Soviet soldiers came into the iron sights of his rifle. Simo fired, rapidly reloading after each shot. In just 4 shots, 4 soldiers lay motionless in the snow, never to rise again. Simo fired his rifle 25 more times that day, setting a record for the highest number of confirmed sniper kills in a single day. Thus, the legend of Simo Häyhä, the White Death, spread like wildfire among the Soviet troops. The tales of Simo Häyhä, the invisible sniper, and his reputation as the fear of the enemy and the hero of the homeland, instilled even greater terror, not just in Russian soldiers, but also in the Soviet High Command, who placed a bounty on his head. Soviet snipers, eager for the reward, sought out hotspots and lay in wait for Simo. One evening, after a Soviet sniper had taken position and waited for several hours, he assumed Simo must have departed. He stood up to return to base. Suddenly, a crack echoed. But the Russian heard nothing more, falling into the snow. By the end of January 1940, Simo had eliminated 200 Soviet soldiers. For his extraordinary service, the Finnish government awarded him a specially constructed rifle, yet he continued to rely on his trusted M28-30. Simo continued his deadly streak throughout the war, accumulating over 500 confirmed kills in just 100 days. In early March, he led a squad of Finns against superior Red Army assault forces, attempting to push through a forest. Simo recalled this battle. "I was in the dark forests of Ulisma. One of our tasks was a counterattack. At dawn, we took up our starting positions. There was a swamp about 300 meters wide, which we easily crossed. After crossing the swamp, we attacked the enemy, who was very close to us. My rifle served me very well. We were so close to the enemy that some were even just 2 meters from me. The enemy was forced to retreat, but some very brave soldiers remained to cause us chaos. Suddenly a shot rang out, probably only 100 meters from me, and I felt a blow. His ears rang. Simo's vision narrowed. Then everything turned white for the White Death, and he collapsed, struck in the jaw by an explosive bullet. After the battle, Finnish soldiers found what they believed to be Simo's remains and laid him among the other fallen. Then, one of the Finns noticed a twitching leg beneath the pile. Incredibly, Simo was alive, but half of his face was missing. He lay in a coma for 3 days, by which time the Winter War had concluded. Simo underwent 26 operations to reconstruct his shattered jaw, using a bone fragment from his thigh. After his recovery, he lived peacefully for the remainder of his days on his new farm in the beautiful Finnish countryside, passing away in 2002 at the age of 96. Simo left behind a legacy as the world's greatest sniper, a legendary Finnish hero. When asked about his service after the war, he replied, "I felt nothing towards the enemy. I just shot, reloaded, and continued to do so as long as there were enemies. I simply shot every time I saw an enemy. I didn't care if he was a commander or not. I'm lucky I never dreamed of war. I always slept well, even during the war. I did what I was told, as best I could." When asked how he became such a good shot, he simply answered, "Practice."